Hello and welcome to the Before We Break Up Again podcast with me, Jessie Cave, and Alfie Brown, my fiancé. Do you regret now? Do you regret asking me?
To marry me? No, I don't.
Good.
I regret letting you do the intro.
Oh, right, sorry. I'm not very good at it. Today, it's quite a bizarre episode. We answer some questions. It gets very deep. It gets very philosophical.
I think she's just let the cat out of the bag. It doesn't get that philosophical.
Well, it does. I think it does. The word morality is used.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite
objective.
Quite intense.
Used together.
It's a good episode, I think. It ends very nicely. I got very emotional. I didn't cry though, nor did Alfie, which is a good sign. And we will be back soon on our Patreon platform. Do you hate me now?
No, I don't. I'm really enjoying watching you struggle through this intro.
Patreon.com/BraveClown, where every Monday we release a whole episode, which is sometimes a little bit more revealing about our lives.
Jessie feels more comfortable
in that forum.
Airing her dirty laundry on the Patreon.
And we also are going to get back on with our Cheap Biscuit series about Married at First Sight Australia, series 377. To join us there. Thank you for listening.
My Edinburgh show's on sale.
Oh, and Alfie's Edinburgh show is on sale.
There's a link in the description.
The Entertainer. It's going to be brilliant. And yes.
Sarcastic.
If this is out, no, this won't be out. When will this be out?
Now, in a minute.
Oh, great. Oh, if you are in London next week, on the 22nd of April, I am doing a show at Top Secret Comedy with my friend Sarah Barron, and there are still tickets available. I'm also doing a show on the 21st at the Bill Murray. So yeah, if you want to come, do.
It's not loads. It's not loads of tickets are available.
No,
tickets have been sold that if you bought a ticket now, you'd be joining a healthy audience.
You'd be joining about 8 people.
Yeah, and that's enough people for a good time.
And my mum.
And the room it's in is like, even if it was only 80 people, it would still feel full.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not worried about that. But it would be quite nice to have a nice audience who doesn't think that we're true psychopaths.
It's a character act, isn't it?
Well,
of sorts.
We don't know yet. But thank you for listening, and see you soon.
Love you guys. I cannot believe how wonderful it feels to be back in the podcast seat.
We've fallen off track, haven't we?
We have fallen off track, and we owe the people a really good run of punctually released episodes now.
But to be fair to us, we just got engaged, you know?
To be fair to us, it's just been the holidays and we've just got engaged. But to be fair to everybody else, that's no fucking excuse.
I don't know what happened though. We've just been we've had the kids at home. You had more gigs than usual.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we couldn't fit it in this week. And then I think with our maths watching, we've even fallen off track with that.
If you are enjoying maths a little bit too much and you would like to find a way to destroy your enjoyment of one of the shit treats in your life, then I would recommend releasing a weekly analysis podcast of it, which forces you to confront what you're actually doing with your time. Like watching maths is not something that you should participate in intellectually. It is just there. It's like a little glimpse of death. Just pass the time. That time's now dead, gone, bye-bye time. And then you move forward with your life. I would also say this series is particularly bad because they seem to have, and I want to be very sure to communicate I am an ally, but they're some of the worst women I've ever seen in my life.
They are a set of big characters.
That's very diplomatically put.
They're also their eccentricities have really taken a while to come to surface. Some of them I've really misread quite a few of the women. I thought, like the worst one of late, Juliet. Sorry, I know this isn't our maths one, but this is just a good example.
Yeah.
I said to you on the podcast, she's such a great woman. Like, she seems really sane and unusual for the program. She just seems really lovely and caring and really fair and balanced. 2 episodes later, she is causing mass destruction. I couldn't have guessed it. So, but that's almost like, you know, so maybe she's got PMDD. We don't know.
I think a few of them might.
What did you say?
I think a few of them might.
Yeah, maybe. I think all women have PMDD, but just some women are more sane than others.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't
Quite
tell
delicate.
you, and I wouldn't tell you. That's the important thing.
No, and you mustn't.
And I don't.
It's a very awkward conversation when you're chatting to someone and you mention that you have PMDD and they're like, oh yeah, I think I might have that. And inside I'm like, you definitely have that. You definitely have that. And you can't be like, you should try some of my supplements. You should try some of my supplements without being too obvious that I think that they definitely have that.
Jessie does something when she's taking a pill that I think would, in a court of law, be sufficient grounds for divorce, which is she'll put the pill on her tongue, sip the water to wash the pill down with, and then she'll flick her head back as if to that is opening up the gullet and smoothing the passage for the pill down to the stomach, and it isn't, and
I don't know why I do that.
It drives me insane. They're just, and I wonder if it's better or worse that I get driven insane by the most menial things in the world, like when people put ketchup and fairy liquid bottles upside down because the lid is. It used to be at the top, didn't it? The lid of ketchup and fairy liquid bottles, but now it's at the bottom, because they're squirty ones. So you put it on, you now rest it on the lid. But people who haven't got their brain around that yet put the writing upside down, and it just, what are you, I just, and
there
it
are
doesn't
more
make
important things in life.
There are so many more important things in life. As I was saying last night, I was gigging in Soho House. And everybody was drinking their picantes. And nobody was worried about Iran.
Okay. Well, we're here. And
We're queer. Get used to it.
And I've started hiding the ketchup.
Have you?
Yes. You don't know
Why
where
have
it
you
is.
started hiding? Yeah, you put it in that drawer. You put it
cupboard.
down low, haven't you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you did this very passive aggressive thing when my mum went shopping for us and she bought the ketchup that was less sugar and salt, not 0 sugar and salt.
Yeah.
And you took that as an attack. and so you put those ketchups at the top of the cupboard so no one could reach it, like you often do with their toys. The ketchup was confiscated from me. And so I decided I would take them down and I'd put them in the cupboard. And then when you thought that there was no ketchup and my mum thought there was no ketchup, people just kept buying more ketchup. So now there's about 20 bottles of ketchup in that cupboard. And I like the fact that you guys are very confused about what's going on.
I'm quite embarrassed about that, which makes me think that it's good to have it on the podcast. I think it's good to have to publicly confront these idiosyncrasies of mine. I get so angry.
Sometimes you get very particular and upset and angry about things that I just seem really almost traditional or there's something about it. I'm just so confused sometimes by the things you get angry by.
But also, I'm not getting angry like I'm livid.
No.
Like I'm calling up, like I'm going, what the fuck is going on? I'm just, it is a passive aggression.
It's a passive aggression when there are so many more things that you should be actively angry about.
But I'm misplacing all of it. I'm not getting angry at the people who I should really be angry at.
Yeah. It's like the curtains in the house. Like when we moved in and I went ahead and I got these curtains, you took days to console about these curtains. Like you were so angry about the choice of curtains.
They're beautiful.
They're not beautiful.
They're beautiful and well worth the extraordinary money that we paid for them.
But I remember thinking, why is he picking curtains to get angry about?
Because they cost so much money and it could have been done at a fraction of the price and sort of just as well.
That's our problem though. we are so shit at admin and doing any organization and research, really, even though you should be good at research, that usually we're going to spend so much more money on doing something because we just don't do the work to see how things can be cheaper. I will always have that problem and I will be fucked by it.
Yeah.
I will become bankrupt because I am inept.
Yeah, we both will. To, cite the Ian Sterling book, we are not ready to adult yet.
I love Ian.
I love Ian. I texting him yesterday.
He's having a second baby, isn't he?
I don't give a shit.
Yes, you do.
I do, but I don't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, right, okay.
I mean, I'm happy you want to talk about his second baby?
No, I love it when people have their second baby. I love it because it's like they liked it enough. They're going for it again. I like judging their age gaps.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's not that I don't give a shit about his baby. It's just that I don't care to discuss it with you right now.
I like giving my own opinion about the age gap and what problems they're going to have. Mm-hmm. I like thinking about how they were with the first baby and how they're going to have to adapt to a second one.
Do you like sitting in judgment and superiority about decisions other people make? Not with them specifically, just with other people generally.
I quite like it sometimes when they've waited a while to have their first. And this is happening quite a lot now with our age. A lot of people are having their first and their second around 37, 38, 39. And they are completely shocked by parenthood. And I quite enjoy that because when we had them a decade ago or over a decade ago, and it was like mind-blowing and just shattering for us, we didn't quite get the recognition of that and how we had to work out how we were going to have careers and how we were going to go forward in a completely unsettled situation with our, we didn't know each other and all that stuff. So when I see people who've been together for a while and they have their first baby and they've had their careers, they have their careers still, they've got the money, they've got the house, they've got everything lined up to have a very simple first child and like everything to go straight forward. And they get surprised by it just doesn't go their way. I quite enjoy that. And then when they go for the second one and I see that they're kind of depressed, love that.
But I think since...
I'm like, yeah, welcome to our world.
Don't be a mummy martyr. It's like, that's the thing is, and it's my favorite of your observations in your show about people constantly hating parenting and hating their children and constantly bemoaning the difficulty of what it is to be a mother and not celebrating it or indeed being a father. And it's actually something that I've been guilty of and caught myself doing in some stand-up routines going, God, it's a nightmare. And it's like, I think Louis C.K., peace be upon him, opened the floodgates on my daughter is a fucking asshole. And then everybody started like, oh my God, how shocking. He called his daughter an asshole. That's so funny. And then everybody started doing it. Like the blunt honesty of adulthood thrown in a child's direction. There's a humor there that was shocking when he first did it and now is sort of fairly basic and commonplace. And I've certainly been guilty of jokes in that mode, and I don't like it because it's dishonest, really, because to only mention it in a negative sense when there's so much to celebrate is not an accurate representation of how I truly feel about it. And I think there are funnier ways to navigate what's really happening than just dismissing it as shit.
Yeah. I find it's taken me ages to vocalize that. I think at the beginning I kind of just looked at all these people joking about how terrible it was and was like, whilst inside being like, but I really love all of it. I really love all of it.
No, but that's not true either.
I do love all of it, Alfie. I really do. There's obviously I'm tired.
And you find it difficult. And like it's
I find the playing difficult. That's that I hold my hands up there. I'm not a player, but the rest of it, I have always loved. Like when I used to see these reels of, I'm hiding away from my brats. I'm hiding in a cupboard. No, they want dinner. I'm not going to give dinner. Like that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, why are you putting that online? Do you want your kids to see in the future that you've been bitching about them for years publicly? It's a problem. Like their kids are gonna get to 20. No, their kids are gonna get to 16. They're given they probably got the phones sooner than that, but they're gonna see their mum on social media. Like, so when we were doing that, you were filming us and you were bitching about us. We didn't know that was happening. We were just watching Bluey. Oh, that's a shame. Like it was gonna be really hurtful.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Equally, the mums who put their tripods up and then they're like, they pick their kid up. The kid doesn't know they're being filmed. They pick their kid up and they start holding the kid and dancing with the kid and have some music underneath being like, time is precious. Enjoy every second with your beautiful baby or whatever. That is still going to be weird for the child.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know, there's probably an algorithmic difference between our two intakes, but dads do this too.
Oh, I know.
It is not and they're doing it, I think, almost for worse reasons, I think.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of questions today. Shall we answer some of these questions?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see where they go. Question 1. Do you guys agree on politics? I can't recall you ever bringing the subject up.
Because we were told not to.
Yes. Well, we both do agree mainly, don't we? We believe England for the English. We're big reform voters. We fundraisers.
Alfie, people don't understand. You got to make that.
Do. You don't understand. They're fine. Okay, everybody's fine. Nobody's under the misapprehension of thinking that we are reform voters. Okay.
Good.
Do we agree on politics?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, on everything really.
You used to know a lot more about it. You've stopped engaging so much, haven't you?
I've said this before. Can't remember who to. If it's to you, dear listener, apologies. But I think that in between election cycles, I don't really read the news. I read the news about 6 months prior to every single election. And I think if they just turned the news off in between election cycles and then 6 months before every election, they turned the news back on and went, here's what's been happening. That's what he's been up to. He's achieved this. He's fucked this up. She's done that. She's had to be binned off because she, you know, sold house, blah, 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 Angela Rayner. Like, this is what everybody's been up to. Make your own minds up. Voting's on Thursday. We'd all go, oh, great. Fine. And if you can't effectively communicate what you've been up to in the last 5 years, then you shouldn't be the Prime Minister.
Like the York Notes of...
Yeah. Just like the last 5 years for dummies.
Nice that Angela Rayner's the only one who got a mention there. She must be high up in your mind there. Do you like Angela Rayner?
Yes, I fancy her, yeah.
Is she the redhead one?
Yes.
Is she the one who had a second house?
That's correct.
And then lied about it?
Yeah. She had a second house, yeah.
And she was going to be possibly the next Labour leader.
She was the deputy leader of the Labour Party, or the deputy prime minister, rather. And she
fucked it. I agree. I think we know too much. I know a lot only because I listen to too many news podcasts. That doesn't mean anything goes in. And I think listening to so much has almost made me realise that in a way, like the showbiz industry, how so many things that used to be routes for jobs and money have become obsolete, or, you know, there's no way that we're in the same industry as we were 5, 6, 7 years ago because of social media. I think the same is for politics. I think social media just meant that that you can't believe anything. And we almost have too much information all the time to make an accurate decision. And because our attention spans are so much worse, we don't we can't quite hold focus on anyone for long enough, and we only remember the last bad thing.
I completely agree with you, and furthermore, that is what I always complain to you about with regard to our, relationship and our how we interact personally. Because I'll come home sometimes and you'll go and reel off a huge list of things that there are to do and that have happened, and I'll go, okay, I now have no idea what there's just too much information. I have no idea which one of those things you've just said needs doing to do. I feel totally overloaded. I'm sure everybody will comment with some ailment that I've met the diagnostic criteria for, some neurodivergent. I'm sure.
Just good old fashioned ADHD, isn't it?
Well,
the trendy one.
I was diagnosed as a child before it was even,
vintage ADHD.
Vintage ADHD, which means I'm allowed to have some marijuana from the government. Okay,
let's get off politics. Basically, we do have exactly the same opinions about everything.
And I think not watching or engaging in the news in between election cycles, there's I was checking myself to think, is that a privileged perspective? And do you have to engage more in politics if it more directly affects you? And I don't know, maybe it is, but also what are you going to do about it? Like, why protest maybe?
Protesting and occasionally when something does affect you or you really care about, I get involved. But I think the way, I don't know who our MP is. I don't engage like that. I mean, I think that the way that I engage is by listening and then voting. But I don't know. Maybe we should be doing more all the time. I didn't realize that you can literally, I mean, this is so dumb of me, but you can write to your MP with any fucking issue.
I always write to my MP.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Just, how are you? Hope everything's going okay. The kids we're really excited. Our eldest just got into the school that he wanted to get into. So,
do you know what? I was going to write to the MP about that. No, not write to the MP, but I really, really feel strongly about the smartphone thing for under 16s.
Yes.
And there's only 30,000 signatures from parents.
Let's become activists. Let's become anti-smartphone activists.
Well, anti-smartphones for developing brains. Yeah.
Yeah, and all brains. Let's become anti-smartphones for me and anti-smartphones for you. Fuck them.
Well, so that's something that I probably will get more active about, because I think that is just, even though the stats aren't brilliant, in Australia they've done it, and there's not actually.
Sorry, what do you mean the stats aren't brilliant?
So the actual evidence in Australia who have gone through with the ban for under 16s, there's no solid, concrete evidence that it has improved kids' concentrations or that they've necessarily come off the internet. They still can scroll on YouTube, but they can't have an Instagram account. But then obviously loads of kids know how to get put a fake date in.
Yeah.
But there's not actual evidence yet to show how well it's done. Again,
banning is, I think, the laziest way to solve a problem. Like, it just making something illegal, you're saying to people you can't do that. It's like you go, well, that's me. I've done my bit. You're not allowed. Or we are still. Well, you're not allowed to, so I've done my bit. Well, that's not good enough. It's about education. It's about implementing alternatives, or maybe speaking to the tech giants themselves about ways in which they can make the algorithm something not so deleterious and exploitative of the chaotic nature of the young mind. Banning is just it's lazy.
Well, that's exactly what I listened to the other day. The word ban is completely the wrong word to be using.
Exactly.
You don't say that children are banned from nightclubs. you say children should absolutely not be going to nightclubs. Just logical.
I'm going to take Donnie to Pop World. I can't wait to take Donnie to Pop World. Finally, I'll be able to go back to Pop World again. There was a little brief 5-year hiatus where I grew out of Pop World and then back to Pop World in 7 years' time.
Do you know what we should do? We should get uncharacteristically drunk one day and go to Pop World together.
I think maybe not drunk.
Okay.
But
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Go on then. What's the next one?
Just found out I'm pregnant. Not me, Isabella. Just found out I'm pregnant. Now what?
That's awesome. I mean, if you're 2 days pregnant, then, still got a fair bit to go before.
A lot of judgment in your tone there, isn't there?
I find it, this is a judgment. This is where I become.
You can always tell you get judgy when you start playing with your plaits.
Sorry.
I just hate when people...
I find it strange when people announce pregnancies before 12 weeks.
But she is, anonymously I've said her first name, but not her second name. But it's a thing she sent to a podcast.
No, exactly.
It's not like she's told her family. We could be the first ones to know.
Yeah, but you just outed her, Isabella.
Yeah, I know, but Isabella
might be 4 days pregnant.
Isabella necessary on a bike.
What?
What?
I find it strange when people, I think the first 12 weeks are really hard. You don't know what's going to happen, and it's very easy to. I've always been like that. I've been very, very, very cautious up until 12 weeks.
Yes.
But once
12 weeks, 3 months.
3 months, once you've had the first scan, then it's kind of
and then
so
you can
exciting.
Start getting excited.
I think you can start. To be honest, I always didn't get excited until after the 20-week scan, because they make you feel quite nervous.
They make you feel quite nervous.
They made me feel quite nervous, and obviously I have, a nervous disposition anyway. But the 20-week scan is when you really know that, everything's, if you are lucky enough to have a healthy baby, everything is going in that right direction.
Yeah.
But it's still so exciting. And I think if you've been trying for ages, I think it's so hard not to tell anyone before 12 weeks, because.
How would you know about what trying for ages is like?
I know people who've tried for ages and then they get pregnant and they're so excited and want to tell people. And
We've never tried for ages.
No, we've never tried. We've never
You
tried.
didn't tell me that you were pregnant with our first until about 4 months, almost 4 months after you became pregnant.
16 weeks. I told you it was 16 weeks.
And how many weeks in a month?
4.
Right.
But technically, I think it's 18 weeks when you're technically 4 months pregnant.
Yeah. I know the week to month rate. Anyway, that is not something I think we should be talking about on
I think we should go into that in
celebrated
detail.
hit podcast.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. I'm glad.
I'm glad too.
Gave you some free time.
You did. I said goodbye. There was a night that I spent, I think it was a couple of days before you told me, and it was like I knew that my life was about to change, because we went out with lots of friends, about 10 of us, weirdly, and one of us was in a very successful band and did exactly what I would want to do if I was very successful in a band and I was a millionaire. And we all spent the whole night. He took us to the Groucho Club in Soho. We were drinking all night, ran up an enormous bill. And and he, at the end of the night, just very quietly went up to the counter and said, "I'm just going to pay the bill," and got the whole thing sorted. Of course, that's what you do.
Cool.
Very cool. And then he decided that he wanted everybody to carry on drinking and having fun. So we got a hotel room at the Groucho, 10 of us, all of us in this hotel room. And there are photos of me in there, everybody fully dressed, and me totally naked. And I have no idea why. But we stayed up there till till it became light again. I was the only one, and my other friend, not taking coke. And we, I remember I woke up in the morning, and my friend was in the bed, under the sheets, and I was curled up at his feet like a dog, naked, at the end of the bed. It was a fabulous evening. Don't clip this.
Your last hurrah.
And that was my last hurrah.
Oh my God, that's really nice.
It was really
I would
nice.
just quickly say to Isabella that, sorry to be, that I don't think there's anything you really can do until you have the baby. Lots of people over prepare for having a child. Whereas you obviously need some things.
Cabbage.
What?
Cabbage.
Oh, for when you have mastitis.
Cabbage in your brassiere. That's what I'd recommend.
I don't think you should buy the cabbage too far in advance, though.
No, not right now.
Yeah.
Your tits will still be in their OG state. But when they start to develop and your glandular milk supply heaves into motion.
Shush now. It's just becoming creepy.
It's
becoming creepy.
It's not becoming creepy. Just stop ebbing my flow. Allow me to express myself on this podcast.
Just the way you said glandular.
I know, but that's what it was meant to be evocative.
I know, but you just make everything slightly, let's just stay on the nice, like pure, she's having a baby thing.
Allow me to express myself about her expressing herself. Now we're sucking on Diesel, aren't we, Jessie? Come on.
I wonder if anyone gets that reference.
Now we're sucking on Diesel.
Write in if you do.
Hey, there's a special prize. We're going to start doing some live shows coming up. There's a free pair of tickets to our live show if you can tell us the reference. Now we're sucking on Diesel.
Basically, don't buy anything until you absolutely need to. The only thing I think is worth getting is a little, Moses basket or something like that. But again, I didn't really buy anything for Donnie. My mum, I was thinking about this the other day because we still have the nappy bag that I use for all their swimming stuff now. But I think it was literally the week before he was due. She was like, look, you really do need to get just a few things. And I was like, nope, don't need to get anything. Don't need to get anything. It's not happening. It's not happening. We don't need anything because I was so paranoid about the baby not making it.
Yeah.
I was so, I couldn't believe it was happening. And I think getting stuff would have been like a sign that it is happening and that I have hope. And I didn't want to admit that. But she took me to John Lewis and she was like, you probably should just get a bag so that you can put stuff in for the hospital. And I was like, no, I don't want to get that. No, I don't need, I can just take my tote bag. I don't need anything. But she made me get that bag and I still got it. And I love that bag. I love that bag so much because it was her being such a mum, passing on something to me. But
that's nice.
That's the only thing I got.
That's nice. I'm not sure everybody else lives in quite such a perpetual state of fear.
Yeah.
And they might be able to do a little bit more prep. But yeah.
You don't even need a buggy. You don't need a buggy for the first bit. They can't go in a buggy.
Isn't it weird that it's called a Moses basket?
Why?
Because it's called a Moses basket because you know Moses' mum.
Yeah, my favourite film, Prince of Egypt. Obviously, I know. I have to be quite quiet. It's like quite a banned film though, I think. I just love the soundtrack. I love it. Deliver us. It's fucking weird. Like now that I think about the casting of the Prince of Egypt is fucked up.
Why?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. As who?
Like it's just there's a lot of strange things going on in the Prince of Egypt. I need to look into why it's bad. I'm sure I should know, but like there's lots of there's lots of reasons.
Do you think there's any real evidence for an objective morality?
What?
I said, do you think...
I heard.
Right.
Objective morality. Reasons for.
Do you think there's any real evidence?
Oh. You have to answer that.
Well, no, I want you to work it out. So, any real evidence for an objective morality? So do you think there is such thing as right and wrong? Do you think right and wrong exists separate to human thought? Like it like maths exists in the universe. Do you believe that morality also exists like that? Do you think you can definitively say something is right and something is wrong? Or do you think that morals and our perception of what is right and wrong are human made and totally Like you might have what is right and wrong to you might be different to what is right and wrong to me. And both of these frameworks for right and wrong can exist separately.
This is a comedy podcast.
Yeah. And I think you trying to navigate this and I want to know what you think.
Yeah, I do think there's an objective morality. I think there are things that are definitely good and things that are definitely bad, but there's a lot of grey areas.
Yeah. Who decides? And how could it be objective? What is the linking framework that is in place that holds this objective morality together?
I think society.
Yeah.
And I think if something is definitely causing harm and is having bad effects on a group of people or one person, I think it's obvious that that's bad.
We told off our son earlier and that he didn't like that. So was that morally wrong of us?
No, because he was doing something wrong. I don't remember what he was doing now.
He wasn't getting ready. And everybody was trying to leave the house for his sake and he was the one holding everybody back. Do you think do you think it was objectively morally wrong of him to be not getting his shoes on and watching anime when everybody was leaving the house?
Yes, because he wasn't taking into account other people's days and time and feelings and frustrations. He was doing what he wanted to do.
Right. So he was living unto himself and not thinking, okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
I instinctively am drawn towards the idea of an objective morality. I think that we all agree, whether we are conscious of it or not, that we want to live. For the most part, humans want to live. For the most part, humans want love. So if we all buy into the collective human idea that we want to give each other the opportunity to love and enjoy that love and be comfortable, then morality should mean that our behavior points in the direction of maximizing everybody's opportunity for love, which means things like comfort. And that is a political idea. And I don't think politicians speak enough about love when they're framing policy ideas. I think that's why a lot of us feel so disconnected from politics, because ultimately the whole purpose of trying to get society to function in a certain way is to maximize our time with each other and our opportunity to love each other. And really everything points in that direction. That is our only reason, and it's what separates us from everything else. That participation in something as beautiful and transcendental as love.
That's a really nice way of putting it. I completely agree. And I don't understand what you said, but that's great. Let's move on. Let's have a fun one.
That question was for the same person that wrote in and said, "What's the coldest thing you ever put in your anus?" last week.
Now I know who sent in that question. I appreciate it more.
He said he's going to mix it up every week.
Oh, great!
So next week we've got another anus-based question, and then we'll have another philosophy question the week after.
Okay, cool.
But that's what he's promised.
I wonder if he agrees with you.
I wonder. I had a good text argument with him yesterday about veganism.
Okay. Is he
Because
vegan?
I want to. No, he's not. But his friends with a vegan.
Do you think we could go back to being fully vegan?
I'm going to try with a couple of caveats. Yes.
Well, I am vegan.
Shut up. That is just absolutely.
Alfie, what did I last have that was not vegan? It's fair enough. I had yogurt a few days ago.
Pizza, yogurt.
Oh, pizza. Okay. Pizza's my one thing. Give me my one thing. Okay, go on, next one.
Also, you accidentally ordered a Chicago style pizza. And I don't know if anybody's ever had a Chicago deep dish pizza before. It weighed 3 kilos. I don't know how many buffaloes were exhausted in the making of that pizza, but fucking hell, it was a lot of cheese.
Oh, well, what are we going to do if we don't have pizza?
Well, we are going to have
bi-weekly.
Pizza. We don't have pizza bi-weekly.
I think we do.
We don't. We haven't had a pizza yet this week, and we are having one tonight.
Alfie, I think we have. I think we actually do it bi-weekly.
We don't.
Okay, we should really put it on a calendar or something just to keep track.
You mentioned you were married before, Alfie. When was it, and why didn't it work out? When I was 25, because I was 25.
I thought you were 24.
When I was 24, because I was 24.
Oh my God, get the dates right.
Well, I was 24 and then 25. Anyway, it was because I was that. I don't talk about it out of respect for her because I think that's the way that she'd prefer it.
And he still loves her.
And I still love her, which is a bit of a bone of contention for Jessie and I. Are you two enjoying the podcast, brackets S, as much as the viewers are?
That's really nice.
Thank you.
That's really nice. Yeah, we really like doing it.
We love doing it, don't we?
We're in a, touch wood, very happy place right now. But it is a lot of not work, but it's fun. But it's definitely a scheduling nightmare because we both are terrible with time and getting on with our careers individually. Now we're finding the podcast is taking up more time. We don't have much of it, but we will in September. So get ready for that.
Are you going to ever do a solo podcast again? I think.
Well, I would really like to do a podcast where I can be more open about OnlyFans, which would involve me hopefully being able to talk to other creators. But I'm not that good socially. So how would I do that?
What is it? The interviewing that you think you'd struggle with?
No, I'd love to interview, but it's the communication.
It's the getting them on the podcast first.
Someone asked me on a podcast yesterday who I follow online because I don't know. I don't really know why. You know how she came to a show and I saw she had a book, whatever. And it was so bold how she asked me, and I was so impressed. Haven't replied to her shit. And I thought, no, can't do that. I can't do that. She just sent me a really nice message being like, hi, this is what I would love. Would you be on this? This is what we talk about. These are my previous guests. Would you be up for it? Here, there, blah, blah, blah. Name. I was like, that's amazing. I'm so scared of rejection. I just couldn't message people like that.
What you need is a producer who could contact these people for you and say, hi, I produce the Jessie Cave podcast, blah, where... and she'd love to speak to you about your experiences as a creator in the industry and then they do that for you. That's what a producer's job is.
I think I will do that, but I think, again, I'm too afraid of rejection from a producer.
Yeah, but we've just mentioned it, so anybody who wants
so what
to
I'll
produce...
do is I'll just make up a name and start a Gmail and I'll be the producer.
Oh, yes.
And then Roxy can get rejected.
Yeah.
Roxy, the producer of the Jessie K podcast. There
was a comedian who got dropped by their, I'm disguising their gender, they're not non-binary. And they got dropped by their agent, and their agent was coming to a show to, I think, look after the support act who they still represented. And this comedian who had been emailing their old agent with a PA from there, but it was them. And so the agents came on, oh, can we meet Chrissy, who we've been emailing all this time? Yeah, she's sick today. And it was all a ruse, poor thing. But then that's just, that was told to me by, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter.
You should do a philosophy one because you're obviously keen to talk about that stuff. Jesus.
Well, I don't think I'm in any way qualified to do that.
But the way you asked questions was nice.
Sorry?
The way you ask questions about it is nice. It's kind of not from a particularly, you don't sound pretentious asking those questions. I like it.
Okay.
Some people might think you sound pretentious, but I don't.
Well, I'm not pretending.
No.
Those are we just, stuck those questions up and then there they are. So I don't think we've got... Have we addressed all the ones from the last time?
I think we should just now
In a different...
go.
If in a different world you lived each other's young lives, how would your adult life turn out?
Oh, God. Well, the brutal way of looking at it, I would have been a lot happier because you're able to be happy even when things are stressed and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have been a lot more successful because you would have fucking just got on with it.
Yeah.
Done what you needed to do younger.
I think the installation of a work ethic that you had driven into you from an early age is something I would have greatly benefited from. And indeed, you, in various moments in our relationship, have helicopter parented me. But then it's not that I'm not a hard worker, it's that I don't work well. I often, very frequently, sit down to work, but I've never had a good way of organizing my ideas and thoughts. I never, like, I go, if I'm going to write comedy, I just don't know. It's very rare that the muse will take me and we'll have a great time together. I cannot, and that, teaching this course has been really helpful in organizing a method for the writing of comedy that is slightly less chaotic and subject to the whims of my own creative energies.
I think you work amazingly when you actually are forced to sit down and do it. I think you really your desk is symbolic of your mind. Your desk, every day I go in there and I'm like, oh my God, I get so upset looking at your desk.
Well, the fact that we have this rather old money desk that we've inherited that has become the centerpiece of a room that we've chosen to color in a very friendly, cartoonish green. It's where we used to record the podcast. You'll know both of those things that I'm talking about if you've viewed one of those episodes. There's also a symbolism there of my brain, the warring styles and it not quite matching up or knowing what it is. And I think, that's another problem I have. And I think one is probably indicative of the other. I find it hard to gather my thoughts because of these conflicting styles and not knowing quite what I want to be.
That's partly because we've lived in such temporary living situations for so long, for almost 11 years. We lived, each year we would move.
Yeah.
So this is the first time where you can actually sit down and make a space for yourself to work and be inspired by what's around you. It's such a luxury to be able to have that.
And I think I really struggled over the last few years thinking about art and making stuff as a indulgence and really struggling in a deeply existential way about what the purpose of it actually is. Like, what am I doing it for? Does it matter? Like, is what I'm saying or doing, like, what do I want to leave people with or achieve, or what do I want to happen in people's brains, and what do I want to make people feel, if anything? And is it just ridiculous to think that there can be some purpose for anything beyond the entertainment that you deliver in that moment? Like, or should I just be trying to help people pass time together? They've got difficult lives. They want to unwind. It's the end of the week. Let's tell some dick jokes and have a laugh, because God knows after that week's work, you need it. And then I think about when I went to visit my dad a little bit, and I was about to drive him to the hospital before, and he for the final time. I went round there, to taxi him about. I was meant to be taking him to London to that hospital, but I couldn't in the end. He wouldn't have got all the way there. And before we left, as we were getting ready to leave, he played me King Harvest by the band, and he talked me through all the musicians and went, isn't it amazing that and like he was about to leave his house for the final time.
Oh my God.
And he still found time to play King Harvest and celebrate these people, and a life lived loving other people's creative output and having that mean something to him. Like that's what it's for. And I thought about that the other day when I was, doing my horrid, emotionally draining task of being confronted with him everywhere in my study. And I thought about that, and it made me feel a lot better about what I was doing.
Right, let's say goodbye now because I have an idea.
Did it just pop into your head?
Yeah.
Sing it then.
I have an idea.
I have an idea. It just popped into my head. I have an idea.
Thank you for listening, everybody. See you on the Patreon episode.
On Monday, and not a moment later.